So Eric, today I'm going to teach you about the 180-degree rule.
What's that?
Good question. You know, the 180-degree rule is when you draw an imaginary line between the two of us and you can only film on one side of it. You get it?
A little bit.
Yeah, so if we have the 180-degree rule here, for example, if you shoot over your right shoulder, he has to shoot over my left shoulder, or else it would be breaking the rule. So for example, like if he shoots over my right shoulder and your right shoulder, we'll be having a conversation the same way, right?
So as Daniel was explaining the 180-degree rule, he actually broke it himself. At first it started off with a wide shot, which is okay, but the next shot was over Eric's right shoulder. Instead of doing it the correct way, the shot was filmed over Daniel's right side. This confuses the audience, making it seem like they suddenly switched places. So if you want to do it right, it should look something like this.
Good question. You know, the 180-degree rule is when you draw an imaginary line between the two of us and you can only film on one side of it. You get it?
A little bit.
Yeah. So now we have the 180-degree rule line. If they shoot, for example, if they shoot over your right shoulder, they have to shoot over my left shoulder, or else they would be crossing the 180-degree rule line. So if they shoot over my right shoulder, it would be wrong, right?
So in this correct example, the shot started off on Eric's right side, and then the next shot was on Daniel's left side. So it's clear that they're both on different sides of the table, so it wouldn't confuse the audience. If you start off with someone's left side, then make sure you always film it on the other character's opposite side.
If you do a bad shot reverse shot, it's not really wrong. It's just really boring. We use shot reverse shot to make a scene more interesting, fun. I mean, if we were filming this right now and we just have one long scene of me talking to you and not even changing like where the camera position is, that would be so boring. It's like maybe they shoot me talking and then they shoot you, but I'm still talking and then they shoot back at me. That'd be a shot reverse shot, you know, keep it interesting.
Don't you think that was really boring? It was just like Daniel and Eric sitting together and talking the whole time. To make it more interesting, you could use shot reverse shot.
You see, a shot reverse shot, there's no real way of doing a bad one. It's like, it just makes a shot seem more interesting. So, if we were gonna film this conversation, and we would just have one shot of us from far away, a wide shot, and just us talking, that would be really, really boring. So in order to make this shot reverse shot work, we would first have a shot of me talking to you, then a shot of you while I'm still talking, and then a shot of me again. You know, to make it seem more interesting. Hey man.
Hey man.
What's up?
Long time no see.
Yeah.
So how have you been doing?
Pretty good. Thanks.
So for matching eyeline, we know that Daniel and Eric was about the same height. But then in the shots where they were looking at each other, Daniel suddenly looked down and Eric was looking up. It makes it seem like Daniel was a giant and Eric was like a midget or something. So if you're gonna do it right, make sure you line up two characters accordingly to their height.
Oh wow, that cookie looks so good.
So in Juxtaposition, Daniel was saying, "Oh, look at that delicious cookie," but then the next shot suddenly switched to Eric's face, which it doesn't make sense, right? So obviously he's talking about the cookie. If it's a right example, it's supposed to be him talking about the cookie and then a shot of the cookie right away.
Oh wow, that cookie looks so good.
Okay, Eric, Today we're gonna learn about jump cut. This is a shot technique which many people have trouble perfecting. The reason being this is so hard to perfect is because if a camera doesn't cross the 45 degrees, and it has to cross the 45 degrees in order to make it seem like you're actually moving, or else it'll just seem like a jump, like if you would just suddenly jump to somewhere else.
So did you see an error in that previous video? You saw that Daniel, as he was running on the board and walking towards the left, he suddenly jumped. It was actually 2 consecutive shots, but the camera moved slightly, so it created an illusion that he warped in front. So this is a really, really big mistake, really confusing the audience. So if you're gonna do it right, make sure you tilt the camera at least 45 degrees or more. So creating the effect that it's actually 2 different shots, creating the feeling of motion.
Okay, Eric, today we're gonna learn about jump cut. Yes?
What is a jump cut? Can you explain it to me?
I was going to, but okay. Okay, Eric, so the jump cut is when you have to cross the 45 degree, or like to make it seem like it's a different shot, or else it would be an error. So, and if you don't cross it, it's gonna be, if you don't do it, it's gonna be called a jump cut, which is